Pisces, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late May, early June 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in energy and see what's going on for the lovely Piscean people out there. Let's shuffle it up one time. I hope you're all fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's see what's up, my guides. Talk to me about Pisces here in late May, early June. And yeah, we're going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock. Let's see what's going on for Pisces, please. Guides and spirit team. And yeah, the deck is being specific already. You know I always like that. There we go. Okay, so there is something involving your perspective, how you view things, or maybe you're wanting someone to see things through your eyes. When we have this card, very interesting. There's Gemini connections there, okay, which, I mean, we are in the time of Gemini, but before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the May subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about it. So you see these two individuals, I like to call them the twins. They're both looking through that mask. And to me, it doesn't give me mask archetypes. Yes, I did mention Gemini. If you're connected to Gemini, they're showing up here front and center. But at the time of this filming, we are in Gemini season, so there might be certain events or certain things that pop up of prominence in Gemini season. This card to me is about perspective. If you're going through situations and issues, it would behoove you to take yourself out of your own perspective and try to see things from other people's vantage points and points of view. That's what Spirit could be asking when this card shows up. If not, maybe you want someone to see things from your side. Like, hey, have a little empathy, see things from my point of view. But it's all about how we frame things, how we look at things. That's a big thing with this card. Okay, so whatever things you're going through, you might just need a reframing of it to progress. Let's get into tarot. I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote. But let's get you 3 of these in the upright before we get the intuitive, juicy stuff going. Shuffle it up here for Pisces, please, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got here? Late May, early June. So, last week, Pisces, the reading was titled A Shocking Change, and the reason it was titled that was because we had tower energy, right? It made me a little nervous because I'm part of the Pisces collective myself, so I saw that tower, I was like, whoa. But hopefully if you've had any towers, they haven't been too rough on you, right? They come in all different shapes and sizes, and as you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take these readings how they hit for you, because we could be seeing your energy or someone you're connected to. So let's get it going here. Let's get you 3 cards, Pisces. Let's see what we got. Late May, early June. Thank you. Okay, 7 of Wands. Could be good, could be a little volatile, depending. Okay, we won't speak on it too much just yet, but that's an interesting way to start. Let's get 2 more. That's a card that shows up for me tons in personal readings, believe it or not. Hey, we got the Ace of Cups. Beautiful. So it could be your emotional state showing up here. I love the Ace of Cups. Like visually and energetically, I think it's one of the nicest cards in the whole deck. Let's get you 1 more. All right, lots of new here, Pisces. We have the Ace of Swords as well. So the Ace archetypes are going to be very, very strong here. A lot of new showing up. So Pisces, let's talk about it. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get that juicy, intuitive stuff rolling. Now, when I look down here at first glance, the first thing I notice is that we have lots of different elements showing up. We have fire, we have water, we have air. So we could be looking at different areas of life, different situations, but they play interestingly off each other, especially with the 2 aces. The new cycle and opportunities could be very nice depending on how this all shakes out. But position number 1, let's go one by one. We have the 7 of Wands. This card is completely up or down, right? I feel like there's no middle ground with this card. It's either very positive and filled with forward momentum, or there could be lots of challenges here. So let's talk about the positives first. Positives, it could be someone with a lot of determination, a lot of grit, and no matter what happens, I'm going to keep moving, I'm going to keep pushing. So you might be getting tested in this time when this card shows up, but it's someone that feels like they can face the world or the troubles of the world. The challenges with this card, it could represent conflict. You might be feeling trapped. This is a card that could represent imprisonment, or just feeling cornered, cooped up in some sort of way, or always feeling like it's test after test after test, one thing after another. But we're going to stick with the positive until the clarifier tells us otherwise. This could just be a lot of get up and go, a lot of determination to keep it pushing, which definitely plays a role here in this week's reading, because as we move forward, we got double aces coming up, and that's always a really good thing in a reading when you have multiple aces. In the center, we have the Ace of Cups. Now, this card could represent romantic things. It could represent emotional things. This cup runneth over. It's overflowing in a positive way. Now, all aces are opportunities. The swords, the cups, the pentacles, the wands, they could all represent new things, new chapters, early stages of a journey as well. But a thing with opportunities, if we don't seize the opportunity, it could shrivel on the vine. But the fact that there's double aces, you could be receiving a lot of new things or new chapters that you could walk down. Ace of Cups, in my simplistic style, it could just also represent a way you might be feeling emotionally when we clarify it, or a way that someone you're connected to might be feeling. But there is this deep emotional tie connected with this Ace of Cups. It could also represent wish fulfillment. Sometimes it's very peaceful normally. Now, as we move over to the next ace, this one is a little bit of a different flavor, the Ace of Swords. Now, I like to call it the sword of truth. You see it here. And yes, it's still opportunities. It's still fresh. It's still new things. This card could represent someone's mind state, how they think. So seeing things clearly, seeing things honestly, seeing things truthfully. It could represent communication, speaking, straightforward, serious, stern. So it can be a little harsh sometimes as well, but it could even represent, in its rougher sense, like cutting certain things away. So this is going to be a cornerstone to this reading, I believe, especially since it's the last card. This is not as soft as the Ace of Cups. So we have this interesting dynamic where we have this softer, more welcoming energy than we have this one that could be a little more serious, stern, combative. So let's just put this down here, Pisces. I really want to dive into all this more. Let's jump in and clarify. Let's get these cards going, shuffle it up here, and clear the deck. Let's see what's going on for Pisces, please, and guides. I want to get more detail on these aces. And yes, my friends, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Seven of Wands. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Pisces, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Seven of Wands time. What's it doing here? Why is that Seven of Wands? Oh, thank you. Queen of Swords, stern. Okay. For a portion of you, you are either very much set in a decision, or you might just be in mode where like nothing is going to stop you. All right, like I'm going to make this happen. Nothing's going to stop me. It is super, super motivated here. We have the Queen of Swords in the upright underneath the Seven of Wands. Notice now we have the elements starting to mix. We have the fire, we have the air. This is explosive, action-oriented energy we're getting right here in the front. So it's like, yeah, nothing better get in my way. So if that's not you, if you're watching this because you're having things with someone or issues with someone, just know it might be a little more volatile than normal. And it does have this little air of seriousness here, especially with the Ace of Swords, now the Queen of Swords. Hopefully you're not having issues with an air sign here, but to me, I'm feeling somebody who is like very much set in a plan, set in a decision. Like, no, this is how it's going to go. One way or another, I'm going to make this happen. And Pisces, and I say this as part of the Pisces collective myself, we're seen as very easygoing, go with the flow type of individuals normally. This is not the normal Piscean energy I'm accustomed to. So some of you might either be putting your foot down about something or just are completely made up in a thought process. Like, no, this is what's going to happen. This is how it's going to go. This is what I'm going to do. There's like no room for argument here. All right. So it's like final decision type of energy. Let's keep moving forward. But once again, very action-oriented, explosive, and yeah, like this is going to happen. One way or another, this is going to happen, whatever this is. So let's see what's going on with that Ace of Cups. I don't necessarily feel like this is combat or conflict. Let's see what's up with that Ace. I feel like the Ace of Swords is really going to tell us a lot, but let's see what's up with that Ace of Cups. Okay. Oh yeah, what's in the water, my friends? We have the Moon in reverse underneath this Ace of Cups. There might be something that has you acting a little outside of yourself. And I don't mean that in a bad way. The Moon in reverse can represent several things, but since this is a Pisces reading, that's your card. The fact that it's in reverse, the first thing I'm feeling is like you might be acting a little different than you normally do. There might be certain things happening that has you act a certain way that is not the norm, okay? Whether that's good, bad, or indifferent. Like this is absolutely in that vein. This to me can absolutely also represent, when the moon is in reverse, something that was unexpected coming to light, or something unknown being made known. So for a portion of you, that could connect to emotions. If you've been feeling something, if you've been wanting to tell someone how you feel, of course, this could be like an emotional talk of some sort where you just let someone know how you feel, or some sort of unexpected coming to light. We'll just leave it at that. Those are the three main messages. We'll touch on that a little more. I just want to see what's up with the Ace of Swords before we do. And we'll do our recap before we get into the shadow card. Yeah, maybe you're changing the way you feel about something as well. Like your feelings might be changing. I was picking that up last week as well, I think. So why is that Ace of Swords here? Another card that represents you showing up here in reverse, very Pisces. Okay. Hopefully someone's not on your bad side here. We have the High Priestess in reverse underneath this Ace of Swords. And this is very much action-oriented. Like, listen, now's the time to make action. Now's the time to make a move. We're going to do this here. So I've been picking that up since the very beginning, like the explosive action type of energy showing up here. This card, I do link with other water signs. But the fact that she's in reverse, a lot of readers link her to Pisces. When I see the High Priestess in reverse under this Ace of Swords, it's like, nope. I'm going to tell it like it is. For a lot of you, it can be a harsh conversation being had as well, where like you just have that truthful, honest back and forth. And I was kind of picking that up here too, that you might just let your feelings about something be made known. You might let it out. When I'm seeing it here too, it could be like a harsh or honest conversation where it's the harsh truth, you just put it out there. But one thing I'm picking up across every single thing here, Pisces, is this isn't the prototypical Piscean energy I'm used to. So you might be acting a little different than normal, okay? If you're usually calm and serene, you might be a little more aggressive. If you're a little more aggressive, you might be a little calm and serene. It all depends. You know, Pisces has the two fish, right? Those fish might flip. So just keep that in mind. Let's go through and do a quick recap before we get into the shadow card, because this is a super intriguing energy this week. If we look here in the front end, we have the Seven of Wands with the Queen of Swords in the beginning. I was thinking possibly making a final plan, final decision, like, no, this is what's going to happen. This is what we're going to do. This is my mode. My decision is final. I was picking up that vibe big here. And it also has that explosive action-oriented type of vibe here that, like, no, very motivated to push something forward. Now, when we get over to these, once again, I just need to state it again. These are not like the normal Piscean energies here. Both of the cards that represent Pisces are showing up here in reverse. So if you're cross-watching for a Pisces, just know there might be something energetically affecting them to make them act a little different than they normally do. But this Ace of Cups with the moon in reverse, you might be letting your feelings out, especially if it's something you've been suppressing or hiding. Could be an emotional talk of some sort. But I'm just feeling like difference, like the fish are going to flip. When we get to the back end, we have the Ace of Swords with the High Priestess in reverse. Using the mind, not the intuition, very action-oriented. Once again, you could be having a very honest or harsh talk or communication with someone. So please, take a screenshot of that if you want to look into it further. Let's get you one shadow card here, Pisces. This week is going to be interesting for sure. But let's see what's up here for you, my friends. What do we got for Pisces, my guides? And yeah, I want to see what's in the shadows for you. I always think that's a nice thing to do at the end of every reading. So let's see what's in the shadows for Pisces, please. Okay, it's nice and introspective. Yeah, Ten of Swords, very common shadow card showing up here. So yeah, maybe this is caused by some sort of pain, your aggression. Okay, some sort of pain you're feeling might cause some sort of aggression. The Ten of Swords is a card that could represent loss. And I will say this, don't get nervous about this card being in the shadows, because out of all the shadow cards I get, this is the most recurring one. When we see the Ten of Swords, we think of pain, we think of rock bottoms, we think of hurts, possible betrayals even. So when we see this in the shadows, it is very simple, straightforward. There might be some sort of unresolved pain or loss that you are still grappling with and dealing with, okay? Doesn't mean it's coming in right now or today or tomorrow, but when we see this card, it's something from the past that hasn't been resolved yet. So we're just going to keep it simple. We're not going to pile on this too much. You know what the Ten of Swords means already. Okay, there is some pain there that Spirit might want you to shine a light on. And yeah, Pisces, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the May subscriber surprise. For the May subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 boxes of the beautiful Tarot of the Owls. This is an awesome deck. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed, which I'm sure you already are. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the cards in this week's reading, which one spoke to you the most. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, I will announce the winners in my community tab at random. As always, my friends, much love to you, and I'll see you next time.